Hello and a very warm welcome again. We are back with this new session and today we are going to talk about fourth wave feminism. So in this series, as we started with the basic concept of feminism, then we moved to proto-feminism, then first wave, second wave, third wave, and now this is the fourth wave. Moving on to the basic introduction first. Without further ado, we'll start with the introduction first. The fourth wave feminism that emerged in the early 2010s, and it was distinguished by its emphasis on, again, we are continuing the third wave feminism, intersectionality concept, and the new thing was digital activism and a more comprehensive perspective on gender and sexuality. This wave seeks to extend the progress again made by the earlier feminist movements while also tackling the contemporary challenges through innovative technologies and methodologies. So we'll be going on to the historical context. First, we'll see to this. Fourth wave feminism follows three earlier waves as we have seen. We'll just revise it. First wave feminism, late 19th to early 20th century, it focused on the legal issues, especially the voting rights of women. Second wave is the time period is around 1960s to 1980s, and it broadened to include sexuality, family, workplace, reproductive rights, and the official legal inequalities. Then we come to the third wave feminism, where the time period is around 1990s to 2000s, and it emphasized on individualism, diversity, addressing issues of race, sexuality and identity, and definitely intersectionality. Now moving on to this prominent movements and campaigns of the fourth wave feminism, we also talked about a term, digital activism, and it is very much important in this fourth wave feminism because of the indulgence of technology in this era, and this was the new challenge. So hashtag MeToo movement, this originated with the efforts of Tarana Burke in 2006 and the gaining prominence through Elsa Milano's involvement in 2017. The hashtag MeToo movement draws attention to the widespread issues of sexual harassment and assault within a particular focus on occurrences within this professional environment, and this sparked an extensive public discussions and legal measures that targeted at influential individuals responsible for such behavior. Again, hashtag Times Up initiative. This was again in 2018. This is a prominent group of individuals from the entertainment industry, and hashtag Times Up was introduced with a goal of addressing issues such as, again, sexual harassment and gender inequality. So this initiative seeks to offer legal assistance to survivors while also pushing for systematic policy reforms. So these were certain kind of hashtag movements of the period, and it is very much prominent in this fourth wave feminism. Another is Women's March, and this took place on this January 21st, 2017, and it was a response to the inauguration of Donald Trump, and it stands as one of the most significant single-day demonstration in US history. It united various groups advocating for women's rights, including LGBTQIA+ rights, racial justice, and other important causes. Now, again, this is very important, which we saw in the previous wave itself. Intersectionality is one of the key features of fourth wave feminism again, and it is an important principle within the fourth wave feminism, where it was first articulated, as we have seen, Kimberly Crenshaw in the late 1980s. And again, we'll talk into brief. Intersectionality is focusing on what? The interconnected nature of different social identities such as race, gender, class, sexuality, and how they are combining as a compound to produce distinct forms of discrimination and privilege. So advocacy of this fourth wave feminism is actually emphasizing the need for a more comprehensive and inclusive approach, and that takes into account the experiences of the marginalized groups also. Now, again, this is very important key feature of fourth wave feminism, digital activism. This emergence of social media platforms has had a profound impact on this fourth wave feminism. Hashtags such as hashtag MeToo movements, hashtag Times Up, and hashtag Believe Women have played a significant role in united millions and shedding light on matters of sexual harassment, assault, and gender-based violence which were not raised earlier. So this platform became an important, social media became an important part of this fourth wave feminism to kind of unveil this discrimination against this gender-based violence. Again, this digital activism is enabling swift worldwide information sharing, fostering a sense of global unity. Again, that's an important thing in fourth wave feminism, and it is facilitating community driven initiatives. Next, we will be focusing on the gender and sexuality, again one of the key feature of fourth wave feminism, and it is aiming to broaden the discussion on gender and sexuality. Again, it is seeking to challenge the traditional binary concept of gender and promoting the rights and visibility of non-binary, transgender, and gender non-conforming individuals. It is also focusing on issues related to sexual orientation and striving to foster a greater acceptance of a wide range of sexual identities. In fact, we have seen in the previous waves how they were thinking about this body, about the choice, about the reproductive rights, and now the advocacy for bodily autonomy and reproductive rights are more vocal in this way. Contemporary feminists advocate for the protection of reproductive rights, which is actually encompassing the access of contraception, abortion, and comprehensive sex education. Moreover, they work towards safeguarding bodily autonomy by addressing concerns such as female genital mutilation, forced sterilization, and other forms of bodily harm. What are the criticisms and challenges? Now, the criticism and challenges, despite all the achievements they are gaining in this fourth wave feminism, this wave also is facing criticism and challenges. First is digital divide. This divide is because of the kind of technology and which is not equitable. Even the marginalized people are not getting an access, so they are not able to participate on this digital activism. So there is a kind of exclusion of these marginalized communities. Second is online harassment. Activists frequently encounter this hatred, online hatred and intimidation of this kind when they get vocal and express. Third is intersectionality in practice. Although intersectionality is a fundamental principle, as we know and we have seen, its effective implementation in activism and policy actually poses ongoing challenges, and it is very important to remain vigilant and make continuous effort to kind of ensure that all voices are heard and represented. Now, to conclude with, this wave is an evolving movement that is addressing contemporary issues such as using intersectionality and digital activism. By incorporating diverse perspectives and leveraging new technologies, it is aiming to promote gender equality and social justice in 21st century. This movement, as we have seen, faces challenges and that must be addressed in order to create a more inclusive and equitable society for all. Here is a list of books which you can kind of go through to understand in detail this fourth wave feminism. Again, we'll be meeting in the next video. Till then, happy learning.